guest. I have different guests here every week to talk about business analysis. If this is your first time in my channel, please subscribe, click on the bell, and be advised whenever we have a different or new video for you. My guest today is someone who is also an expert in business analysis and business architecture. This guest is Mrs. Amanda Zurn. Did I pronounce her name correctly? Zurn?
Yep, you're absolutely correct.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for being here, Amanda.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. And I have a question for you today. I know that you are certified in two different disciplines, and my question is, how different are business analysis and business architecture certifications? And I'm asking for your own experience on those.
Sure. So they are different, but I believe that these two disciplines are married, that these are very important together. So that certification I pursued through the Business Architecture Guild. So I am a certified business architect. But prior to that, I was and still practice quite a bit, business analysis. And that's through the International Institute of Business Analysis, the IIBA, and I have their CBAP, the Certified Business Analysis Professional. So I've held that for a number of years prior to getting the CBA through the Business Architecture Guild. My personal journey there was, since I started in business analysis, which I think is an excellent place to begin. There's a lot of growth potential for an individual professionally within business analysis. There's different levels. Industry understands business analysis. They know that the value that business analyst can bring to their organization and their initiatives and their transformations. When I was practicing business analysis, there seemed to be something that was always missing when I would engage with my different groups and the different departments of our organization. I seemed to keep recreating aspects of what then would inform the analysis. And that's what led me, through curiosity, led me to find business architecture. Because business architecture then provided this layer that I was looking for that would enhance my analysis work that I was doing. So I don't think that these should be considered unique in that they don't need each other. I think they do. And I think you can provide a much better product, much better transformations in organizations if you actually have both.
See. And what about the certification process or the certification path? When you are preparing to a certification, I know that you have to make an application. Sometimes you have to be able to show that you have some experience, and then you have a test. How different those two certifications are?
Right. So the CBAP with IIBA, that's at their highest level. So, and then the CBA, the Business Architecture Guild, they have currently one certification. So they're two different, they're at two different points in your career. So when you get the CBAP, you need to document that you have already worked 7,500 hours in business.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. That's quite the spreadsheet when you build it.
Yeah.
I would suggest anyone who's starting, look at this now so that it's easier to document and prove later, because look back is challenging. Yeah. I don't know about you, but for me, going through that process, I had to go through old files and think what knowledge area all this was in. Totally doable. Don't worry if you haven't done it. But if you are beginning your career, look ahead to where you want to get to and start documenting.
You're right. Does this process of proving that you have an experience also exists at the Business Architecture Guild?
So no, for this certification, you need to be a member. of the Business Architecture Guild, and you need to say, I want to take the test.
Right.
They have a BizBook. It's quite large, and it's filled with incredible information. I learned a lot going through this process. I feel I'm in a much, much better place to be able to apply what I've learned to where I'm working, and then be able to then, because in where I work, I not only do business architecture, I also then do the business analysis. And so I'm able to use the work that I've built from the business architecture to do my business analysis work. So it's a really nice, I really enjoy the work that I'm doing, because I don't, like I said before, I see them as two things that should be together in organizations, and should not be a one or an other type situation. So
I even wonder if is there a way of doing business architecture without doing business analysis? Because
not exactly. You're doing analysis in order to build the knowledge base, right?
perfect.
But yeah, but you know, when you really think about it, business analysis is in every position, from the VP, you know, VPs, directors of operation. Everybody should be able to do analysis. It's just that whether or not you do it well, because if you don't do analysis well, that really hurts an organization, a department, a team. I have often promoted to those that don't have the title business analyst to really take a look at and see what the IIBA has going on. They have a lot to offer those that don't even have, you know, that are out there, and some of their job is analysis. Not all of it, some of it.
Great. I totally agree with you. I believe that being able to analyze the business may be a great differential for any professional. Someone that can be business driven, or try to understand what are the opportunities in this business, and try to use those opportunities or explore those opportunities, can be someone a better professional, independently of the job position they're working on. Just to talk a little bit more about the certifications,
Yeah.
I understand my perspective. I may be wrong. You may correct me. There are some overlap between business analysis and business architecture when you're studying for those certifications. How big is this overlap? Is it really small, or is it big? As someone who has one of those certifications is looking for the other one, how much do someone can reuse the knowledge they already have?
So I would say it's pretty different. Because when you're talking about business architecture, you're talking about building the framework, the blueprint, and documenting that of the organization holistically, and getting to the point where you have a knowledge base that's robust enough to inform strategic initiatives and decisions. Then after that's built, and you're able to look at that and use that with your executives to help inform their strategic decisions, then you can use that information from the business architecture as the analyst to then inform some of your analysis. So the overlap, there's some overlap. And I would say that I felt that it was more different than similar.
And if people wants to talk more about business analysis, business architecture, and they want to meet you, how is the best way to them to connect with you and chat to you, Amanda? Is LinkedIn a good option?
Oh, yes, please. I would love to connect and grow my network on LinkedIn and be able to talk about business analysis and business architecture and everyone's experiences. It's like you said, there's so many different ways of looking at this right now. It's not set in stone, and it's a really good conversation, and I can learn so much from others. I welcome that very much. So please send me a connection.
Right, and I'll put a link for that just below this video right now, so people can connect with you easily. Thank you, Amanda, for coming. It was a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. I appreciate the invitation and the opportunity.